I hand over to Charles and Sven. Come on up.
So yeah, as Warren said, my name is Charles Merkert and this is Sven Holty. We were the mentors in charge of the hydrogen fuel cell car and the third-year teams and fourth years involved with that.
Okay, so I'll carry on. Basically, I'll quickly describe how the hydrogen fuel cell works. It was donated by MTN. It's one of their power plants, backup power plants, for when power goes down for their cell towers. So if they lose power, they need to keep cell towers going, so they use hydrogen, run it through a hydrogen fuel cell, and produce electricity. It's 5 kilowatts. Basically, what happens is you got a thin membrane, and you put hydrogen on the one side, oxygen on the other side, and it produces electricity. It's a simple reaction. I think the catalyst is platinum, so it's quite expensive. But yeah, it's a very efficient system, and it's extremely green. Obviously, the only byproduct is if you react hydrogen with oxygen, you produce water. This specific fuel cell produces about 2 liters of water an hour, and that's basically the only byproduct. And it uses about, I think, 75 liters of hydrogen a minute if you run it at full power. So you can stack a canister, you can build it up to high pressure, and it'll last quite a while because you can store like 10,000 liters of hydrogen in a small 10 kg canister. So yeah, that's basically how the hydrogen fuel cell works.
Now with the...
Can you tell me how do you generate the hydrogen?
Oh, we get it from Afrox, sponsored.
we put in money and we get hydrogen out.
But yeah, no, it's right. We've got one of the hydrogen fuel cells, a newer model, which basically you can regen from the water you generate. If you want to put power back into it, you can produce hydrogen from the water. But yeah, we don't have that system on the car because it's too expensive. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but to sort of deviate a little bit from the idea of the cars, one of my favorite ideas with this whole thing and what we're doing right now is really the involvement that we're getting from the third years and the fourth years and the rest of the university in total. It's, you know, people see these cars and they get intensely interested. We've been attracting a lot of academic interest in this sort of thing. Just in the third years that we've got on the cars now, it's been hell managing these 25 third years on a single car just to get them working, to get everything working together and properly. But it's really, I think, inspired a lot of them to work harder and to see what's possible with these sort of projects. We know a lot of the third years that we've worked with now are interested in getting into this sort of project in their fourth year. And taking these technologies further. What we're doing right now is largely just off-the-shelf sort of engineering, where we're not pushing things too far forward, but we're creating a platform on which our fourth years can innovate, on which our masters can innovate further. And beyond the third years, beyond the fourth years, we want postgraduate students. We want to try to attract people from other universities as well as get our own students interested in taking this further and going further with this. And by creating this sort of renewable platform, we think that we can really create something great in the end, And that's I think one of the most important aspects with these cars. The cars themselves are very impressive, but in my opinion, the academic potential is huge.
Yeah. Yeah, as Charles says, the idea is an innovation platform. Obviously, we took a fuel cell directly from MTN, pulled it apart, put their components back on, and just fit it in a smaller box. And the idea now is to let students design their own power management system that will track how much power you're using, how much power you want to use, and control how much hydrogen and oxygen you're going to be pumping through it. So the idea, yeah, is just to build control systems that'll work with that, and maybe get some new fuel cells, more powerful, better technology fuel cells.
Just on that note, I think it's, what was it, Honda or Mazda? Who is?
Oh, Nissan.
Nissan is developing a huge fuel cell, crazy technology fuel cell to put on one of their new range of cars. I think it's how many kilowatts?
It's 85 kilowatts.
85
and
kilowatts.
It's about 34 kgs.
Yeah, this tiny one
So
that we're
it's
this
crazy.
one that we're using is 5 kilowatts and weighs between 40 and 50 kgs. So it's not the top of the range sort of technologies, but it shows that there is potential for this sort of thing on cars, on commercial vehicles.